Want to speak real Hindi from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at HindiPod101.com.
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Hindi. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Venus. In this series, you will learn everything you need to know to get started learning Hindi.
That's right, and we're here to help guide you through your journey. In this lesson, you'll learn the reasons why you should start learning a new language, why you should specifically learn Hindi, and how to get started. There are countless reasons, but perhaps the biggest one of all is that it could actually change your life. Learning a new language unlocks new pathways that are off limits to you now. There are certain things that you simply cannot do without having the technical or cultural skills that come from learning a new language.
Like working or living in another country.
Knowing another language provides you with greater job opportunities. You have the freedom to move to another country halfway around the world and earn a living, or better yet, build a career from it, instead of just being stuck in one place. Language allows you to visit or live in places that you may never have even considered going. Knowing another language simply gives you more options to choose from.
And learning a new language also helps you to be more open-minded and see the world from a new perspective.
Language and culture go hand in hand. The world is a big place, and by broadening your understanding of other cultures, it allows you to be more empathetic and understanding of the many different ways that people live their lives. With language, you're able to see and experience more, which helps you grow as a person.
Learning a new language also improves your memory.
Studies have consistently shown that those who study another language have improved memory as opposed to those who didn't. Learning another language also keeps your brain healthy by significantly delaying the onset of Alzheimer's and dementia. This difference can mean as much as 4 to 5 more years of quality life.
And those are just some of the reasons you should learn another language. The list just goes on and on.
Now you know the benefits of studying another language, but why should you learn Hindi in particular?
If your next holiday destination is India, learning a little bit of Hindi can be quite handy.
Yes, Hindi is the main language of India, and if you're planning to travel to the country for pleasure or business purposes, a little bit of knowledge of the language can help make things easier for you. India is a country known for its wildlife, its art, its monuments, and its rich culture and traditions.
And don't forget the delicious food.
Yes, you can enjoy a variety of cuisines as you travel from one region to another.
And don't assume that just because India has a large number of English speakers, you will be able to move around in the country with no knowledge of Hindi.
You're absolutely right. Recent surveys have indicated that India has the second largest number of English speakers in the world, second to only the United States of America. But the percentage of English speakers is still quite low, at just 12%. This means while you'll encounter many people who can easily have a conversation with you in English, you will require some knowledge of Hindi while taking a taxi or an auto rickshaw or a bus. The knowledge of Hindi will also help you when you want to bargain and get the best possible price for the gorgeous saris and stoles or the beautiful artifacts.
It could also help you handle an emergency situation easily.
Definitely. Hopefully you won't have an emergency, but it is always a good idea to be prepared. If you know the language, you'll be able to interact more easily with the locals. Indians open their hearts and their homes to every visitor.
Atithi Devo Bhava.
That means guests are like God, and large-hearted Indians are known to welcome every guest with delicious foods and drinks, and so much love that you can't help but leave their homes with an experience to remember for a lifetime. So if India attracts you, get started by learning Hindi. But how can you actually do that?
It is best to start with a few Hindi words and then build up from there.
To begin with, there are many English words that are commonly used in India and by Hindi-speaking natives.
Yes, for example, you will see the people are likely to use the English please rather than the Hindi kripaya in spoken language.
Yes, but in written language, the Hindi word is used and not the English word. But we don't have to worry about the written script as of now. To begin with, we will be using romanization to learn a few Hindi words. Can you give us more examples of English words that are commonly used and understood in Hindi-speaking areas of India?
Yes, natives will easily understand a thank you or a good boy or a good morning and good evening.
Or even a train or a bus.
Or even an office or computer or help or welcome.
So that makes things a lot easier for a traveler. But let's get started with some Hindi words that you can easily learn. Let's begin with a greeting.
Sure, like we said, you could easily say a hello, but you will love the smile on your host's face when you greet them with folded hands and say namaste. Namaste.
Now you try.
Fold your hands and say namaste. Namaste. You can also use namaste to say goodbye.
Oh, that's so useful. What about thank you in Hindi?
You say dhanyavad. Dhanyavad.
Now you try.
Dhanyavad. Dhanyavad.
So, how about we do a summary of the 3 words we learned in Hindi?
Hello is namaste. Thank you is dhanyavad. And goodbye is namaste.
We also learned the Hindi word for please, although we may not use it while speaking the language.
Please is kripya.
We learned a lot of things about India and Hindi in this lesson. We learned how learning a new language can help you expand your horizons and meet new people. It can help make travel and business easier for you when in India. We also learned that there are a few English words we can use with the natives too. Of course, we also learned how to say hello and thank you in Hindi. We also learned the Hindi word for please, although we know that we should be using the Hindi word for please only in written language and not in spoken language. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Dhanyavad and namaste.
Hi everyone! Do you know how to say I love you in Hindi? In this lesson, you'll learn 3 different ways to say it. Let's start with how to express your feelings to your loved one.
मैं तुम्हें प्यार करती हूँ. मैं तुम्हें प्यार करती हूँ. मैं तुम्हें प्यार करती हूँ.
Or if you want to explain those butterflies in your stomach, you can say,
मेरा तुम्हारे ऊपर क्रश है. मेरा तुम्हारे ऊपर क्रश है. मेरा तुम्हारे ऊपर क्रश है.
And when you feel that I love you is not enough, you can say,
शब्द आपके लिए मेरे प्यार का वर्णन नहीं कर सकते हैं. शब्द आपके लिए मेरे प्यार का वर्णन नहीं कर सकते हैं. शब्द आपके लिए मेरे प्यार का वर्णन नहीं कर सकते हैं.
You just learned 3 different ways to say I love you in Hindi.
What's up everyone? Welcome back to HindiPod101.com, the easiest, quickest and smartest way to learn Hindi online. My name is Anuj Khurana and today we are going to learn 10 questions you should know how to answer in Hindi. The most commonly asked questions in Hindi we are going to learn today. आपका नाम क्या है? What is your name? So to begin with, the first question is, आपका नाम क्या है? आपका नाम क्या है? Which means, what is your name? आपका नाम क्या है? And to answer this question, we can answer it like, मेरा नाम अनुज खुराना है. My name is Anuj Khurana. आप कैसे हैं? How are you? So the next question is, आप कैसे हैं? आप कैसे हैं? How are you? And we can answer this question like, मैं बिल्कुल ठीक हूँ. I'm absolutely fine. So the question was, आप कैसे हैं? आप कहाँ से हो? Where are you from? So the next question is, आप कहाँ से हैं? आप कहाँ से हैं? Which means, where are you from? आप कहाँ से हैं? We can answer it like I am from Mumbai. मैं मुंबई से हूँ. आप कहाँ से हैं? To answer, I am from Mumbai. आपका जन्मदिन कब है? When is your birthday? Moving on to our next question, which is आपका जन्मदिन कब होता है? When is your birthday? आपका जन्मदिन कब होता है? You can answer it like my birthday is on 1st January. मेरा जन्मदिन 1st जनवरी को होता है. आप कहाँ रहते हैं? Where do you live? आप कहाँ रहते हैं? आप कहाँ रहते हैं? Where do you live? To answer this, we can answer it like I live in India. मैं इंडिया में रहता हूँ. आप कहाँ पर रहते हैं? Which means where do you live? तुम कहाँ काम करते हो? Where do you work? Another question which comes up is आप कहाँ पर काम करते हैं? आप कहाँ पर काम करते हैं? To answer this, wherever we work, we can just answer it like I work at XYZ office. मैं XYZ ऑफिस में काम करता हूँ. आप कहाँ पर काम करते हैं? आपने हिंदी कहाँ से सीखी? Where did you learn Hindi from? Okay, so the next question is आपने हिंदी कहाँ से सीखी? आपने हिंदी कहाँ से सीखी? From where have you learned Hindi? Well, I think to answer this, it's quite simple. You can answer it like मैंने हिंदी hindipod101.com से सीखी है. I've learned Hindi from hindipod101.com. आपने हिंदी कहाँ से सीखी? Which means from where you have learned Hindi. क्या आपने खाना खा लिया है? Have you eaten already? Okay. So the next question is क्या आपने खाना खा लिया है? क्या आपने खाना खा लिया है? Have you eaten your food? क्या आपने खाना खा लिया है? So you can answer it like yes, I just ate my food. जी हाँ, मैंने बस अभी अपना खाना खत्म किया है. क्या आपको भारतीय खाना पसंद है? Do you like Indian food? Next question you might come across is क्या आपको भारतीय खाना पसंद है? Do you like Indian food? Well, to answer this, my answer will be quite simple. I just love Indian food, so I can just simply answer मुझे भारतीय खाना बहुत पसंद है. I just love Indian food. क्या आप कभी भारत गए हैं? Have you ever been to India? So the next question which a lot of Hindi speaking people might ask you, क्या आप कभी भारत गए हैं? क्या आप कभी भारत गए हैं? Have you ever visited India? To answer this, you can just simply say yes or no, however you feel. So the yes means हाँ, no means no, and accordingly you can answer this question. So that's all from today's lesson. I hope you have learned a lot of answers to the most commonly used questions which you might come across in Hindi. If you liked our video, please click on the like button and please subscribe to our channel, which is hindipod101.com. If you have any kind of feedback, any kind of suggestions, you can just write it down in the comment section. And also visit our website, which is www.hindipod101.com. Stay tuned for more videos. Till then, goodbye. Thank you. Namaste. Welcome back to HindiPod101.com, the easiest, smartest and the quickest way to learn Hindi online. My name is Anuj Khurana and I'm back with yet another Hindi lesson for you all. So today we are going to discuss 10 sentences which you never want to hear. So let's begin. आपका एक बाल सफेद है. You have a grey hair. आपका एक बाल सफेद है. You have a grey hair. Well, there's nothing scary about this because with age, with the passage of time, they're gonna come. So there's nothing to fear about gray hair, I believe. मैंने बोला था. I told you. मैंने बोला था. मैंने बोला था. Which means I told you. So this can be taken into the context that I've already warned you not to do something and unfortunately some bad thing has happened. So it can be taken in that context. हम आपको नौकरी से निकाल रहे हैं. You are fired. Now the next sentence is हम आपको नौकरी से निकाल रहे हैं, which means you are fired. This is scary now. I hope no one gets to hear this sentence from anyone. I wish everyone all the best for that. तुम्हारी नहीं, मेरी वजह से. It's not because of you, it's because of me. Moving on to the next sentence, which is तुम्हारी नहीं, मेरी वजह से. It's not because of you, it's because of me. अपना बायोडाटा भेजने के लिए धन्यवाद, लेकिन ये पोजीशन अब भर चुकी है. Thank you so much for sending your resume. Unfortunately, this position has been filled. अपना बायोडाटा भेजने के लिए धन्यवाद, लेकिन ये पोजीशन अब भर चुकी है. Thank you so much for sending your resume. Unfortunately, this position has been filled. But never mind, there are many other options available for you, so just keep applying. Don't feel sad about it. हमें दूसरों का साथ ढूंढना चाहिए. We should see other people. Moving on to the next sentence, which is हमें दूसरों का साथ ढूंढना चाहिए. We should see other people. हमें दूसरों का साथ ढूंढना चाहिए. अभी मेरे पास आपके पैसे नहीं हैं. As of now, I do not have your money. So our next sentence is अभी मेरे पास आपके पैसे नहीं हैं. As of now, I do not have your money. Well, we amongst friends keep on giving money to each other and I use this sentence a lot. माफ कीजिए, मैं भूल गया. Forgive me, I forgot. So next sentence is माफ कीजिए, मैं भूल गया. Forgive me, I forgot. Just imagine you have asked something from your friends and he's showing up to you and he didn't get the stuff which you asked for. So at that time, people use this sentence a lot. माफ कीजिए, मैं भूल गया. यह पूरा गलत है. This is all wrong. यह पूरा गलत है. Which means this is all wrong. Just imagine you have put all your hard work to finish some project and when you're showing it up, the person is saying that it's completely wrong. यह पूरा गलत है. आगे सड़क बंद है, आपको दूसरे रास्ते से जाना पड़ेगा. The road is closed, you have to go around. आगे सड़क बंद है, आपको दूसरे रास्ते से जाना पड़ेगा. The road is closed, you have to go around. Just imagine you're getting late for some meeting or maybe for a party and you get to hear this. So that's the end of this lesson. So these were the 10 sentences which you never want to hear. If you liked our video, please click on the like button. You can also leave your valuable feedback, any suggestions in the comment section. Also, please subscribe to our channel, which is Hindi Pod 101. And you can also visit our website, which is www.hindipod101.com. I'll be back with more Hindi lessons. Till then, stay tuned. Goodbye. Take care.
You've decided to study a new language. So now what? Well, you want to become fluent fast, right? Here are the top 5 shortcuts to learning a language. Number 1. Create a study schedule and set some goals. Many language learners are unorganized. Creating a schedule allows you to free up time to study consistently. Goals give you motivation and something to strive for. Number 2, make it fun. If you learn how to make your study time enjoyable, chances are you'll be more inclined to study. Watch a TV show with subtitles or listen to some music. Number 3, find a language partner. This is the best way to improve your conversation skills. It will help you gain fluency even faster and increase confidence when speaking. Number 4, use word lists to build up a solid vocabulary. This is a great way to build up your fluency, one word at a time. Luckily, we have all the word lists you need, with a range of topics, from food to love. Choose whichever language you want to study and go. Number 5. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Nothing helps you improve more than correcting your own errors. You're more likely to remember it correctly the next time around. Everyone makes mistakes. Don't be afraid to learn from them. There's no magical way to learn a new language overnight, but doing all of these can really help your learning process. And remember, if you're interested in getting on the fast track to fluency, sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. Start learning now.
Want to speak real Hindi from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at HindiPod101.com.
Namaste. Welcome back to HindiPod101.com, the easiest, smartest, and the quickest way of learning Hindi online. My name is Anuj Khurana, and I'm back with yet another Hindi lesson for you all. So today we are going to discuss about 10 words, 10 sentences which you would love to listen from others. So let's start. आज आप बहुत सुंदर दिख रहे हो. You are looking great today. Our first sentence is आज आप बहुत सुंदर दिख रहे हो. You are looking great today. Well, who will not want to listen this sentence from anyone? मुझे आपकी याद आती है. I miss you. मुझे आपकी याद आती है. I miss you. तुमने बहुत अच्छा काम किया, which means you did a great job. तुमने बहुत अच्छा काम किया, which means you did a great job. Well, if you have done a project or maybe you have finished an assignment and if you get to hear this, nothing like that. आप एक बहुत अच्छे बावर्ची हैं. You are an excellent cook. आप एक बहुत अच्छे बावर्ची हैं. You are an excellent cook. Well, I love to eat and I like to compliment people who cooks a great meal or who cook a lot of meals for me. Well, it's a good way of appreciating a person is putting a lot of efforts in cooking. We should appreciate that. एक ब्रेक ले लो, आज मैं सफाई करता हूँ. You take a break, I'll be doing cleaning today. एक ब्रेक ले लो, आज मैं सफाई करता हूँ. You take a break, I'll be doing cleaning today. और तुम जीत गए, and you win. Our next sentence is और तुम जीत गए, and you win. Well, every sports person would love to hear this sentence from the opposite team that you have won. That's why we play. आप ठीक कह रहे थे. You were right. आप ठीक कह रहे थे. You were right. आप ठीक कह रहे थे. You were right. मैं आपके लिए कुछ खास लाया हूँ. I have brought something special for you. मैं आपके लिए कुछ खास लाया हूँ. I have brought something special for you. Well, I'm the one who loves to get surprises from others, and whenever someone comes and says this sentence, it just gives me goosebumps. I don't know what comes, but a surprise is a surprise. Budget असीमित है, which means the budget is unlimited. Our next sentence is budget असीमित है, which means the budget is unlimited. Well, trust me, if you are a corporate guy or if you are into marketing, most of the times you get a limited budget. But imagine your manager is coming up to you and saying that this time the budget is unlimited. आपकी मेडिकल रिपोर्ट बहुत अच्छी है. Your medical report is absolutely fine. आपकी मेडिकल रिपोर्ट बहुत अच्छी है. Your medical report is absolutely fine. Just imagine you're going to a doctor and you get to hear this sentence from your doctor that you are doing pretty good, your health is pretty good. So that's all from today's video. I hope you liked our video lesson. If you liked our video, please click on the like button. You can also leave your suggestions, comments in the comments section. You can also visit our website, which is www.hindipod 101.com. We have a lot of such video lessons already there on our website. Please like our channel, which is Hindi Pod 101. I'll be back with more video lessons. Till then, stay tuned. Take care and goodbye. Namaste, welcome to HindiPod101.com, the easiest, smartest, and the quickest way to learn Hindi online. My name is Anuj Khurana and I'm back with yet another Hindi lesson with new Hindi words. Today we are going to discuss about 10 phrases, 10 sentences which you can use to amaze a native speaker. So let's begin. धन्यवाद, लेकिन मैं वास्तव में एक देशी वक्ता नहीं हूँ. Thank you, but actually I am not a native speaker. धन्यवाद, लेकिन मैं वास्तव में एक देशी वक्ता नहीं हूँ. Thank you, but actually I am not a native speaker. मैं 10 सालों से हिंदी सीख रहा हूँ. I've been learning Hindi for 10 years now. मैं 10 सालों से हिंदी सीख रहा हूँ. I've been learning Hindi for 10 years now. मैं 3 सालों में एक देशी वक्ता की तरह हिंदी बोल पाऊंगा. I'll be able to speak Hindi like a native speaker in 3 years. मैं 3 सालों में एक देशी वक्ता की तरह हिंदी बोल पाऊंगा. I'll be able to speak Hindi like a native speaker in 3 years. Well, that's quite a good speed if you can speak like a native speaker in 3 years. Nothing like that. मैं खुद से ही हिंदी सीख रहा हूँ. I'm learning Hindi by my own. मैं खुद से ही हिंदी सीख रहा हूँ. I'm learning Hindi by my own. Well, you have HindiPod101.com. You can learn Hindi quite quickly from there too. मैं उपशीर्षकों के बिना भी एक हिंदी फिल्म देख सकता हूँ. I can watch a Hindi film without the subtitles. मैं उपशीर्षकों के बिना भी एक हिंदी फिल्म देख सकता हूँ. I can watch a Hindi film without the subtitles. Well, I'm sure you all must be aware of Bollywood. These films are a lot of drama, a lot of romance, and if you're good at Hindi, you can enjoy Bollywood films. आपने जो कहा मैं पूरा समझ गया हूँ. I've understood everything you have said. आपने जो कहा मैं पूरा समझ गया हूँ. I've understood everything you have said. मैं लगभग 50 नए हिंदी के शब्द एक दिन में याद कर सकता हूँ. I can learn 50 new Hindi words in a day. मैं लगभग 50 नए हिंदी के शब्द एक दिन में याद कर सकता हूँ. I can learn 50 new Hindi words in a day. Well, trust me, if you can do so, you can quickly become a fluent Hindi speaker. हिंदी के अलावा मैं और भी कई भाषाओं में बात कर सकता हूँ. I can speak several other languages apart from Hindi. हिंदी के अलावा मैं और भी कई भाषाओं में बात कर सकता हूँ. I can speak several other languages apart from Hindi. Well, if you can do so, trust me, you are very talented because I can just speak Hindi and English. मैं खुद हिंदी पढ़ और लिख सकता हूँ. I can write and read Hindi on my own. Our next sentence is मैं खुद हिंदी पढ़ और लिख सकता हूँ. I can write and read Hindi on my own. मैं कभी कभी हिंदी कविता लिखता हूँ. At times I write Hindi poems. Well, if you're doing that, it's just amazing. If you're learning a language and writing poems and that, nothing better than that. मैं कभी कभी हिंदी कविता लिखता हूँ. At times I write Hindi poems. Well, that's all from today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed our video lesson. If you have any kind of suggestions, any kind of feedback, you can write them in the comment section. And if you liked our video, please click on the like button. You can also subscribe to our channel, which is HindiPod 101. For more such kind of Hindi lessons, you can visit our website, which is www.hindipod101.com. I'll be back with more Hindi lessons. Till then, stay tuned. Goodbye.
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Hindi. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I am Venus.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Hindi pronunciation.
Just like English, Hindi also has consonants and vowels.
Hindi has 33 main consonants and 11 vowels. If you learn the sounds of these consonants and vowels, you'll be able to pronounce every single word in Hindi.
There are also 2 additional consonants and 2 additional vowels, as well as few conjuncts, but you don't have to worry about them right now.
Yes, because once you're comfortable with the 33 main consonants and the 11 vowels, the rest will come pretty easily.
It may seem like a difficult task, but actually you already know many of these sounds in English.
So, how about we first take a look at some of the consonants in Hindi?
Yes, let's begin with some unaspirated consonants along with their aspirated counterparts.
We won't be working on the consonants in the order they occur in the Hindi alphabet system simply because some of them are more commonly used than others. We'll take a look at these in order when we get to the lesson on writing.
Hindi consonants are known as Vyanjan.
Yes, you're already familiar with many of them because the sounds already exist in English or are quite similar to certain sounds in English.
For example, the first consonant in Hindi is K, which is similar to the English letter K.
But the next one doesn't exist in English.
Yes, this one is K. When you say it without aspiration, you get K. But when you say it with aspiration, it becomes K.
Interesting. But let me first explain what aspirated and unaspirated sounds are. In very simple words, we can say that aspirated sounds are spoken with a burst of air, and an unaspirated sound isn't.
For example, the sound of the letter H in the English word hat. Saying this sound involves a forceful expulsion of air. Try it yourself. Ha.
Ha!
In Hindi, when you say K, there is no forceful expulsion of air. But when you say K, you will feel yourself expelling the air from your mouth. Try it yourself and see the difference. K, K. Next, let's take a look at G, which is the same as the sound of the letter G in the English word game. Yes, when you say G without aspiration, you get G. But when you say it with aspiration, you get G.
Yes, that's the next consonant. It works the same way for some other consonants too.
Yes, like Ch is the same as the CH in the English word chain without aspiration. When you say Ch with aspiration, it becomes Ch. Similarly, we have J and J, T and Th, D and Dh, T and Th, D and Dh, P and P, B and Bh.
But what about the other consonants?
Definitely, that doesn't complete our list of consonant sounds. Now, let's take a look at some of the other consonants and how they sound. Let's first take a look at the consonant H. It sounds like the letter H in the English word hug. We also have Y, which is like the sound of the letter Y in the English word yak.
There are two letters that sound like the SH in the English word share.
Yes, these are sh and sh. They sound the same when spoken. We will use the small letter s to denote them both from now on. We also have a sound that is similar to the English letter s, like in the word sun. This is s. This one is s, and we will use the capital S from now on when we refer to it.
Okay, what's next?
We also have N. N is just the sound of the English letter N. R is the same as the sound of the letter R in rat. L is the same as the sound of the letter L in lamb. M is the same as the sound of the letter M in marsh. V is the same as the sound of the letter W in work.
Are there any other consonants in Hindi that we haven't discussed?
We also have ण.
This may seem to be a difficult sound as it doesn't exist in English.
Just try saying n, but roll back your tongue slightly. ण.
But aren't we still missing two consonants?
Yes, we are. We also have n and n, but we don't have to worry much about them since they aren't used alone ever.
So now that we've taken a look at the consonants, how about we take a quick look at the vowels too?
The Hindi vowels are known as swar.
There are 11 main vowels in Hindi, and most of them are the same as in English.
For example, a is like the sound of the letter A in the English word apply. A is like the sound of the letter A in the word father. E is like the letter I in tin. E is like the letters E in C. Then we have U, which is like the letter U in put. And U is like the sound of the letters O in room. A is like the A in May. A is like the sound of the letter A in hat. We also have O and O. O sounds like the O in box, and O sounds like the letters AW in sa. We also have another vowel which is Ri, something like the RI in riddle. We actually learned a word in the last lesson which uses Ri, kripaya, which means please.
Indeed! So, how are vowels used in Hindi?
Hindi vowels can be used alone or in the form of a matra or vowel signs where it modifies a consonant. A good example where both the forms can be used in a single word is the Hindi word acha, meaning good or okay. Acha. A. The first letter A is a standalone form of the vowel a. Cha. But if you see the matra at the end, after the letter ch, the vowel a here is modifying the consonant ch. This means that the sound now becomes ch plus a, cha. Let's see how the vowels modify the consonant k. It can become ka, ki, ku, ke, ko.
That's a lot that we learned about the sounds in Hindi.
It may seem as too much to learn in the beginning, but as you continue to practice, things will get easier.
True. The best thing to do is practice, practice, and practice. In this lesson, we learned that in Hindi there are 33 consonants and 11 vowels.
Consonants are called vyanjan in Hindi and vowels are called swar.
The vowels have a standalone version, and when they're attached to a consonant, they modify its sound.
So, in the word acha, the first a is a standalone form of the vowel a, but the last vowel a appears in the form of a modifier and turns ch into cha.
Among the consonants, we realized that there are forms that are already present in English. When we say these consonants without aspiration, we get one consonant. When we say them with aspiration, we get another consonant, which generally doesn't exist in English.
For example, k is a consonant, and when we say it with aspiration, it becomes another consonant kh.
See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Dhanyavad and namaste.
Namaste and welcome back to HindiPod101.com. I'm Anuj Khurana and I'm back with yet another video lesson of Hindi. In today's lesson, we are going to talk about 10 foods which can kill you faster. So let's begin. So our first food item is aloo ke chips, potato chips. Aloo ke chips, which is potato chips. आलू के चिप्स में बहुत नमक होता है. Potato chips contains an excessive amount of salt. Nonetheless, I love eating potato chips. Instant noodle, instant noodle, instant noodle, which is also called as instant noodle in Hindi. बच्चों के लिए instant noodle हानिकारक होते हैं. Instant noodles are harmful for kids. They are not healthy as they taste. So just make your kids eat something healthy rather than instant noodles. Urja diet drinks, energy drinks. Urja diet drinks, energy drinks. फलों का रस ऊर्जादायक ड्रिंक से बेहतर होता है. Fruit juice is better than energy drink. Candy. Moving on to the next food item, which is candy, which is also called as candy in Hindi. Candy खाने से दांत सड़ जाते हैं. Candies cause cavities. But that's the food item for kids. They love eating candies. I used to love eating candies when I was a kid. Frozen खाना, frozen food, frozen खाना, frozen food. फ्रोजन खाने में कोई भी पौष्टिक तत्व नहीं होते. Frozen food has no nutritious substance. But that's the need of the hour. After a hectic day or maybe long office hours, we just quickly come to home and just use frozen food because they are very easy to cook, isn't it? Prasanskrit mass, processed meat. Prasanskrit mass, which is processed meat. प्रसंस्कृत मांस में बहुत केमिकल्स होते हैं. Processed meat contains a lot of chemicals. Microwave popcorn. Microwave popcorn. Microwave popcorn, which is also called as microwave popcorn in Hindi. माइक्रोवेव पॉपकॉर्न में बहुत अप्राकृतिक तत्व होते हैं. Microwave popcorns contain a lot of preservatives. Margarine. So the next food item is margarine, which is also called as margarine in Hindi. सभी बेकरी खाद्यों में मार्जरीन का इस्तेमाल किया जाता है. Margarine is used in a lot of bakery products. अधिक चर्बी वाला खाना, excessive fatty food. अधिक चर्बी वाला खाना, excessive fatty food. अधिक चर्बी वाला खाना हमें आलसी बना देता है. Excessive fatty food makes us lethargic. तले हुए खाद्य, fried food. Our next food item is तले हुए खाद्य. तले हुए खाद्य, which is fried foods. हमें ज़्यादा तले हुए खाद्य नहीं खाने चाहिए. We should not eat excessive amount of fried food. So that's all from today's Hindi lesson. I hope you have learned a lot of new Hindi words which are mainly focused on food we should avoid. If you liked our video, please click on the like button. You can leave your suggestions, your feedback, any kind of comments in the comment section. Please subscribe to our channel, which is Hindi Pod 101. We also have our website, which is www.hindipod101.com. We have a lot of more Hindi lessons there. I'll be back with more Hindi lessons. Till then, stay tuned. Take care. Goodbye. Hello everyone, welcome back to HindiPod101.com. Easiest, smartest and the quickest way of learning Hindi online. My name is Anuj Khurana and today we are going to discuss about 10 ways to learn words quickly. So let's begin. रट्टा मारकर, through repetition. रट्टा मारकर, through repetition. नंबर संख्याओं को रट्टा मारकर याद किया जा सकता है. Numbers can be learned by repeating again and again. उपशीर्षकों के साथ टीवी सीरीज देखना. To watch a TV series with subtitles. उपशीर्षकों के साथ टीवी सीरीज देखना. To watch a TV series with subtitles. अगर आपको हिंदी सुधारनी है तो आप टीवी सीरीज को उपशीर्षकों के साथ देखें. If you want to improve your Hindi, you can watch a TV series with subtitles. Well, I also do that if I'm watching an international series. I choose the subtitles option because that helps me improving my Hindi as well as English. लिख लिख कर याद करना. To remember by writing. लिख लिख कर याद करना. To remember by writing. वह लिख लिख कर अपने पाठ को याद करती है. She learns her lesson by writing. Another very good way of remembering word. I remember my teachers used to say, if you're not able to learn something, start practicing by writing it and then you will remember it. जोर जोर से पढ़ना. To read out loud. जोर जोर से पढ़ना. To read out loud. किताबों को जोर जोर से पढ़कर हम अपना उच्चारण सुधार सकते हैं. We can improve our pronunciation by reading the books out loud. कहानियां बनाना. To make up stories. कहानियां बनाना. To make up stories. किसी भी चीज को याद करने के लिए हम उसके साथ किसी कहानी को जोड़ सकते हैं. To remember anything, we can link up any story along with it. Trust me, it will help you remembering it. शब्दों में संबंध बनाना. To make an association between words. शब्दों में संबंध बनाना. To make an association between words. अगर कुछ कठिन शब्द आपको याद नहीं हो रहे हैं तो आप उन्हें आसान शब्दों में तोड़कर उनमें संबंध बना सकते हैं. If you're not able to learn some difficult words, you can break down them and you can make an association between easier words. सुन सुनकर याद करना. To memorize by listening. सुन सुनकर याद करना. To memorize by listening. आप एक गाने को बार बार सुनकर उसे याद कर सकते हैं. You can learn a song by listening to it again and again. सोने से पहले दोहराना. To repeat before you go to sleep. सोने से पहले दोहराना. To repeat before you go to sleep. अगर आप किसी भी शब्द को याद ज्यादा देर तक के लिए रखना चाहते हैं तो सोने से पहले उसे दोहराएं. If you want to remember a word for a longer duration, just repeat the word before you go to bed. And trust me, I have tried this method. It always works. दोस्तों से बात करना. To talk with friends. दोस्तों से बात करना. To talk with friends. अगर आप अपनी हिंदी को सुधारना चाहते हैं तो आप हिंदी में ही अपने दोस्तों से बात करें. If you want to improve your Hindi, then please speak to your friends in Hindi. Trust me, nothing better than this. Speak into a native language or a foreign language with your friends. They'll make fun of you, they will talk to you, but eventually you will be able to learn that language. खेल खेलना. To play games. खेल खेलना. To play games. शब्दों को याद करने के लिए आप शब्दों से संबंधित खेल खेल सकते हैं. To memorize words, you can play different games which are related to words. Trust me, there are so many games which are related to words. They are available online. There are books related to them. They will help you memorizing words. So that's all from today's lesson. I hope you liked our video. Please click on the like button if you've liked this video. You can also leave your comments, suggestions, any kind of feedback in the feedback section. I'll be back with more videos. Till then, you can visit our website, which is www.hindipod101.com. Please subscribe to our channel, which is HindiPod101. Stay tuned. Take care. Goodbye.
Learning a language requires a huge investment of time and often money as well. Many people are hesitant to put in the amount of effort required to become fluent. But learning a new language can be one of life's most rewarding experiences. Here are 5 reasons to learn a language. Number 1, more opportunities. A new language can open up many new doors. You're able to work in countries other than your own. Tons of employers look to hire multilingual professionals every year. Number 2, meeting new people. Get to know speakers of other languages on a more personal level. Meeting new people is one of the main reasons people begin to study a language. Making new friends is a good enough reason to start studying. Number 3, exploring a different culture. Whether you decide to live abroad or you're just taking a vacation, knowing the local language will allow you to better understand the people. This can open your eyes to not only their country, but your country as well. Learn how people view your home from their perspective. Number 4, health benefits. Studying a new language actually comes with health benefits. Keep your brain sharp by studying every day. You'll be helping your mind fight off old age and stay fresh. Number 5, discover you can do it. We've heard every excuse that people give for failing to learn a new language. Too old, not enough time, wrong genes. But you shouldn't let your excuses hold you back. You really can learn another language. You could even hold your first conversation just a few days from now. Don't make any more excuses. Just click to start speaking the language you've always wanted to learn. Sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. Stop hesitating and start learning a new language now.
Namaste and welcome to HindiPod101.com, the easiest, smartest and the most fun way of learning Hindi online. My name is Anuj Khurana and today's lesson we are going to discuss 10 reasons that why you should learn Hindi. Let's begin. ये बहुत सुंदर भाषा है. This is a very beautiful language. ये बहुत सुंदर भाषा है. This is a very beautiful language. It is a wonderful way of conversation, and slowly, the more you learn about it, you will get to know about the beauty of this language. हिंदी बोलने वाली कंपनियों के साथ बात करने के लिए और उनके साथ कारोबार करने के लिए. To speak to those companies who talk in English and to do business with them. Interesting one. हिंदी बोलने वाली कंपनियों के साथ बात करने के लिए और उनके साथ कारोबार करने के लिए. To speak to those companies who talk in English and to do business with them. I know we have gone global, but still there are few companies whose owner may not be able to talk in English. So again, if you can talk to them in Hindi and if you can put your message across in Hindi, I think you can make the deal. हिंदी पाठ का अनुवाद करने के लिए. To translate Hindi lessons. हिंदी पाठ का अनुवाद करने के लिए. To translate Hindi lessons. If you have a book and if you want to read it in Hindi, you need to learn it so that you can translate the text and you can understand it. बिना उपशीर्षकों के हिंदी फिल्म देखने के लिए. To watch a Hindi film without subtitles. Another interesting reason could be बिना उपशीर्षकों के हिंदी फिल्म देखने के लिए. To watch a Hindi film without subtitles. Okay, whenever I'm watching a film, if I don't know the language, it is kind of difficult to see the expressions of the person and to read what he or she is saying. But if I know the language, I can just ignore the subtitles and I can feel the film more. So this could be interesting for you. उत्तर भारत में रहने के लिए. To live in North India. उत्तर भारत में रहने के लिए. To live in North India. Well, if you are going to live in North India, it's not that the people over there don't speak English, but majority of them prefer to talk in Hindi. So if you know Hindi, your stay in North India will be easier. उत्तर भारत में मजे से घूमने के लिए. To spend good time in North India while traveling. Another interesting reason could be उत्तर भारत में मजे से घूमने के लिए. To spend good time in North India while traveling. Okay, if you go deeper into North India, you will find very less people who will communicate in English, they would prefer to speak in Hindi. And if you are traveling on a vacation, maybe it will be handy for you to learn basic Hindi words so that you can conversate with them. गाने और उनका मतलब समझने के लिए. To listen to Hindi songs and to understand their meaning. Another reason, गाने और उनका मतलब समझने के लिए. To listen to Hindi songs and to understand their meaning. I know Hindi songs are quite popular, they are jazzy, they are party songs, but if you don't know the meaning, you might not be able to feel the vibe of the song. But if you know Hindi, you will be able to understand the songs better and then you can do whatever you feel with the jazz. नए दोस्त बनाने के लिए और उनके साथ खुल के बात करने के लिए. To make new friends and to be able to speak with them with ease. नए दोस्त बनाने के लिए और उनके साथ खुल के बात करने के लिए. To make new friends and to be able to speak with them with ease. Okay, just in case you're traveling to India and if the other person is not speaking in English, it will be a bit difficult for you to make him or her your friend. But if you know Hindi, it will be much easier for you to make new friends in India and as well as to conversate with them easily. हिंदी भाषी रिश्तेदारों के साथ फोन पर बात करने के लिए. To speak to your Hindi speaking relatives in Hindi over the phone. हिंदी भाषी रिश्तेदारों के साथ फोन पर बात करने के लिए. To speak to your Hindi speaking relatives in Hindi over the phone. It's not all the times that everyone speak in your language. There are people who will just speak in their native language. And if you have anyone who is a native Hindi speaker and who doesn't conversate in English or in your native language, it's a good idea to learn Hindi. Another reason could be हिंदी साहित्य को मूल रूप से पढ़ने के लिए. To read Hindi literature in its original way. Another reason could be हिंदी साहित्य को मूल रूप से पढ़ने के लिए. To read Hindi literature in its original way. Okay, if you're reading Hindi literature, it is very important for you, of course, to know Hindi and to know the literal meaning of the text. Well, that's all from today's lesson. I hope you enjoyed our video and you got to know about few simple reasons that why you should learn Hindi and what else can be better than Hindi Pod 101. If you liked our video, please click on the like button. You can subscribe to our channel, which is Hindi Pod 101. If you have any kind of suggestions, any feedback, just leave them in the comment section. I'll be back with more such videos. Till then, take care. Goodbye. Namaste.
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Hindi. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Venus.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Hindi grammar.
Did you know that Hindi doesn't use articles?
Really? That means you don't have to worry about where to put a and where to add an and where to use the?
Yes. Doesn't that make things easier?
It definitely does. What about gender? How is it indicated in Hindi?
Firstly, there is no he or she in Hindi. You can use the same pronoun for both genders.
Great!
But the verbs do change depending on the gender of the person speaking and the gender of the person you are speaking to.
Oh, that is quite complicated.
Not really. It is usually quite simple. If a verb uses e at the end, it means it is feminine. But if it uses a at the end, it means it is masculine. We will go through a few examples later in this lesson to find out just how easy it is.
Also, in Hindi, there is no neutral gender. Every object is either masculine or feminine.
Yes, so an auto rickshaw is masculine and a bus is feminine.
But there isn't a need to worry about getting the gender of all objects correct in the beginning. This is something you'll catch on to as you go on learning Hindi. How about we look at an example of verbs and how they change based on gender? Let's begin with the verb to do.
Sure, in Hindi, to do is karna. If you are female, you would say karti, and if you are male, you would say karta. So, the last vowel changes. It is E for females and A for males. Yes, the same goes when you address someone. If they are female, use E at the end of the verb, and if they are male, use A at the end.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about articles, we don't have to worry about pronouns being gender-based, but we have to be concerned about verbs being based on gender?
Yes, that's right.
How about we go on and take a look at some personal pronouns now?
In Hindi, the first person singular pronoun is main.
And it doesn't matter whether you're female or male. You can use the same pronoun.
Yes, the first person plural pronoun is hum.
While there's only one first-person singular pronoun in Hindi, there are 3 second-person singular pronouns, right?
Yes, they are tu, tum and aap. Tu is used in a very informal way, something you will use with a very close friend. Tum is also informal, but not as much as tu. It is something you may want to use with a friend, a close colleague, your kids, your siblings, or even your spouse. But aap is the formal form of address. It is something that you would like to use at your office while addressing your parents, strangers, or your elders. The interesting thing is that you can use tum and aap as the second person plural too. But generally, a word like all or people is added to tum and aap to make the second person plural. So, you could say tum log or aap log, where log means people. Or you could say tum sab or aap sab, where sab means all.
Good. So we learned 2 more words here, for people and all.
Yes, log means people and sab means all. Let's check the third person singular now. For he, she, it, this, we use ye. And for he, she, it, that, we use veh. The plural will be ye for these and veh for those.
So, how about we try and make some sentences now?
Sure, we can. But before we actually go on to forming sentences, we will need to know a little more about the various forms of the verb to be.
Of course, to be is an important verb not only in Hindi but also in English. Without knowing about how to use it, it's very difficult to form sentences. Imagine having no am, are, were, was, have, or has in English. There would be no sentences. So, what is to be in Hindi?
It is hona.
How would we say I am in Hindi?
For I am, hona changes to hu. Main hu. We are becomes hum. Hum hai. Where hona changes to hai. With tum, you use hai. And tum, you use ho. And with aap, you use hai.
That means the to be form is the same for plural and for respectful address.
Yes, it is hai.
Does it change depending on whether a man speaks or a woman?
No, it doesn't. We have 3 versions of hona, and these are hu, hai, hai.
Great! So now we can make a sentence.
Definitely.
How would you say, I am Alicia?
That would be मैं अलीशा हूँ. So, the order of the words is I, Alicia, am, or pronoun, noun, verb.
That means, unlike English, the noun comes before the verb in Hindi.
Yes, indeed.
Let's try out a few more sentences. How about I am good? How would we say that in Hindi?
मैं अच्छा हूँ if you are male. मैं अच्छी हूँ if you are female. Did you notice how for males the word good becomes अच्छा and for females it becomes अच्छी?
Yes, indeed. What about the plural version of the Hindi word for good?
That would be अच्छे. This would also be used if you are using a respectful address for a male. आप अच्छे हैं. Generally, the respectful form when addressing males is the same as the plural version.
That makes things quite simple. But good is an adjective. Does that mean that all adjectives also change depending on the gender?
Not always, but sometimes they do. You will pick this up as you practice the language more and more.
Okay, but what about past tense?
Was becomes था or थे or थी.
So, how would you say, how are you?
आप कैसे हैं और आप कैसी हैं.
And how would you answer that?
मैं अच्छा हूँ if you are male और मैं अच्छी हूँ if you are female.
Wow, we learned a lot about Hindi grammar today. Let's recap what we've learned in this lesson. In this lesson, we learned that there are no articles in Hindi. The pronouns are not gender-based, but the verbs are never neutral. They're always masculine or feminine. We also learned that you can use 3 variations of the word you, depending on whether you want to use a formal, informal, or a little more informal version. We also learned how the verb to be changes depending on whether the sentence is singular, plural, formal, or informal. And of course, we also learned how to say, how are you? And how to answer this very important question. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
धन्यवाद and namaste.
To master a new language and understand everything as soon as you hear it, to read with just a quick glance and speak smoothly without thinking, you need to review. Here are our top 5 review tactics. Number 1, listen to examples over and over again. By listening closely and often, you start to pick up the rhythm of a language, as well as correct pronunciation from a native speaker. Use our line-by-line feature that lets you both listen and read along. Use this tool to practice as much as possible. Number 2, use our voice recording tool to master perfect pronunciation. Record yourself and compare it against the native speaker. If you sound different, then repeat after the native speaker until you're able to match them. Use our voice recording feature, which makes recording super easy. Number 3, master your recorded conversations. Record conversations and go over them again and again. Master entire conversations and repeat them line by line. Use any of the dialogues available for download on our website. These come with transcripts of the entire conversation. Number 4, use mobile devices to reinforce previously learned conversations. Constant review is the best way to progress in your language studies. Download the recorded dialogue to your mobile device and incorporate it into your music playlist. Quick reviews throughout the day effectively reinforce what you've learned. Number 5, read with line-by-line notes. Read along with a native speaker to really master pronunciation and natural intonation. You should start slow at first, then slowly increase your speed. Your pronunciation will become more natural. You will also see that your ability to understand fluent speakers will greatly increase. You'll be able to improve your communication skills using these 5 simple review techniques. Increase your understanding of your target language. And remember, if you're interested in getting all these review tools, sign up for your free lifetime account. No credit card required, and you'll get the best free online resources. And start reviewing more every day.
Want to speak real Hindi from your first lesson? Sign up for your free lifetime account at HindiPod101.com.
What's up everyone, this is Anuj Khurana from HindiPod101.com, which is the easiest, smartest and the quickest way of learning Hindi online. Today we are going to discuss about 10 compliments you always want to hear from others. So let's begin. Tum sundar ho. You are handsome. Who would not like to hear such kind of compliment? Well, I love such kind of compliments. I'm sure everyone does. तुम बाहर से जितने सुंदर हो उससे भी ज्यादा अंदर से सुंदर हो. From inside, you're even more beautiful than what you are from outside. Another compliment which everyone wants to hear is तुम एक शानदार दोस्त हो. You are a wonderful friend. Another compliment which everyone wants to hear is आपका रिज्यूमे प्रभावशाली है. Your resume is impressive. Another compliment can be शाबाश. Great job. शाबाश, आपने बहुत अच्छा काम किया. Wonderful, you did a great job. शाबाश, great job. Another one is आपकी पसंद अच्छी है. आपकी पसंद अच्छी है. You have a good taste. So this one is really amazing. आपकी मुस्कान बहुत अच्छी है. Your smile is beautiful. And by God's grace, I get to hear this a lot because of my dimples. तुम बहुत सुंदर लग रही हो. You are looking beautiful. Okay? So always remember, this is what you have to say to every girl. Okay? Remember this. And yes, this has to come from within. Okay? तुम बहुत सुंदर लग रही हो. You are looking beautiful. Okay? I'm not sure if everyone wants to hear this, but from inside, we want. तुम मेरे हीरो हो. You are my hero. Yes, this is one compliment everyone wants to listen. तुम पर ये जैकेट बहुत अच्छी लग रही है. This jacket is looking wonderful on you. Okay, so this was about all the compliments which everyone would love to get from others. And this is also the end of this lesson. If you have any sort of queries, any compliments you want to pass on, please write them in the comment section. Please subscribe to our channel, which is Hindi Pod 101. You can also visit our website, which is HindiPod101.com. I'll be back with more such lessons. Till then, goodbye, take care, namaste.
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Hindi. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I'm Venus.
In this lesson, you'll learn the basics of Hindi writing.
To begin with, Hindi is written in Devanagari script.
Is it written from right to left or left to right?
Hindi is written from left to right, just like English. There is another interesting thing about Hindi, which is different from English.
What is that?
Hindi is a phonetic language. This means that it is written as it is spoken. In English, some of the spellings can be quite confusing for a learner. For example, the sound of the letter C in city is the same as the sound of the letter S in sit. At the same time, the sound of the letter C in city is different from the sound of the letter C in cup.
For someone who knows English, this isn't a difficult thing. But if you're learning the language, this can be confusing indeed while reading and writing.
But in Hindi, you don't have to worry about these things. If the sound is ka, you write k. If the sound is ku, you write ku.
This makes it quite easy to learn the script, doesn't it?
Yes, once you know the consonant and vowels, you can easily begin to read the script.
What about the punctuation marks? Are they different from English?
In Hindi, we use the same punctuation marks as in English. This means you use the same commas and question marks. So, nothing to worry about. However, the Hindi full stop is different from the English full stop.
Really? How do we make the Hindi full stop?
It appears like a vertical or standing line at the end of the sentence and is called a Purna Viram. Take this sentence, for example, written in Hindi script, मैं ठीक हूँ. Notice the vertical line at the end of the sentence. This is the Hindi full stop.
This one seems quite easy to make too.
Yes, indeed.
So, how about we go on to how the Hindi alphabets are written? In a previous lesson, we learned that Hindi has 33 consonants and 11 vowels.
You are absolutely correct. And we also learned most of the consonants during our pronunciation lesson.
How about we take a quick look at them and then go on to see how vowels modify the sounds of these consonants?
Sure. Here they are. K, K, G, Gh, N, Ch, Ch, J, Jh, N, T, Th, D, D, N, T, Th, D, Th, N, P, Ph, B, Bh, M, Y, R, L, V, Sh, Ksh, S, H.
Okay, great. The best way to learn the script is to practice reading and writing it as much as you can.
Yes, indeed.
So, how do vowels generally appear in Hindi script?
Let's start with how they are written individually. Here they are. A, I, U, U, E, O, Ri.
How do they appear when they're attached to a consonant?
Let's take a few words that use these vowels in the form of matras. Work, calm. See the vertical line between the letters K and M. This is the vowel A and is called A ki matra or matra of A. Whenever you notice this vertical line added to a consonant, you add the vowel A to that consonant. So, K becomes Ka. Let's try another. How much? Kitna? See this matra on the letter K? That is called choti e ki matra or E or matra of the small E. Whenever you see this matra on a consonant, add the vowel sound to the consonant and say it. So, K becomes Ki. Let's look at another word. Cat, Billy. See this matra on the letter L? This is called the badi E ki matra or E or matra of the big E. Here, L becomes Li. Here's another word. Dog, Kutta. Notice this matra on the letter K. This is the choti U ki matra or U or matra of the small U. This matra makes K, Ku. Let's now look at shoe, Juta. This matra below the letter J is the badi U ki matra or U or matra of the big U. This matra makes J, Ju. Now let's take apple, seb. The matra above the letter S is called the choti A ki matra or A or matra of the small A. This matra changes S to Se. Let's now take the word for money. Money, paisa. The matra above the letter P is called the badi A ki matra or A or matra of the big A. This changes P to Pa. Now, let's take a look at O and Au. Gold, Sona. The matra on the letter S is called the chote O ki matra or O or matra of the small O. This matra changes S to So. Who, Kon. The matra on the letter K is called the badi O ki matra or O or matra of the big O. This matra modifies the sound of k to ko. The vowel re appears slightly differently. Let's take a word we learnt in the first lesson. Please, kripya. This matra below the letter k is called the re ki matra or the matra of re.
What else is there that we should know about the Hindi script?
There are two more things you will often notice in the Hindi script, and that's called the Anuswar and the Chandrabindu.
What does that look like?
The Anuswar appears as a dot, and the Chandrabindu is the moon dot. Notice the small dot along with the vowel a in me or I. This is the Anuswar, and when it occurs at the end of the word, it nasalizes the vowel. When the dot appears before a letter in the middle of the word, it nasalizes the sound of that consonant. Let's check out the word for color, rang. Here the Anuswar makes it sound like the ng in the English word song. The Chandrabindu is no different than the Anuswar, and it works very similarly to it by nasalizing the vowel above which it is placed. For example, clocks, ghadiyan. Here, the Chandrabindu can be seen above the last vowel, a.
In this lesson, we learned how the Hindi full stop appears, and we also came to know that Hindi is a phonetic language and is spoken exactly as it's written. That makes things quite easy. We also learned how the consonants look and how the vowels look individually when they're attached to a consonant, and how their nasalized versions appear in written Hindi. See you in the next lesson. Bye!
Dhanyawad and Namaste.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to HindiPod101.com, the easiest, smartest, and the quickest way of learning Hindi online. My name is Anuj Khurana, and I'm back with yet another Hindi lesson for you all. So today we are going to discuss about 10 top language learning goals for the year. So let's begin. मैं एक दिन में 2 पाठ पढ़कर HindiPod101.com की सर्वाइवल सीरीज के फ्रेजेस को खत्म कर दूंगा. I will finish off survival phrases series of HindiPod101.com by listening to 2 lessons in a day. मैं एक दिन में 2 पाठ पढ़कर HindiPod101.com की सर्वाइवल सीरीज के फ्रेजेस को खत्म कर दूंगा. I will finish off survival phrases series of HindiPod101.com by listening to 2 lessons in a day. मैं एक दिन में 10 पृष्ठों को पढ़कर एक हिंदी की किताब को पूरा कर दूंगा. I will finish off reading a Hindi book by reading 10 pages in a day. Well, that's going to be quite interesting. If you're learning Hindi and side by side you're reading books, nothing better than that. मैं अपनी हिंदी की परीक्षा को उत्तीर्ण करूंगा. I will pass my Hindi exam. Well, all the best for that. Keep learning new languages and keep moving ahead. मैं एक हिंदी फिल्म को रोजाना देखकर उसे पूरी तरह से समझ जाऊंगा. I will understand a Hindi film completely by watching it daily. Well, let me tell you, Bollywood films, Hindi films are so much of drama, so much of romance, so much of thrill, you will not get bored at all. And a suggestion for you all, you can also watch them with subtitles. I always do that with foreign language. It will help you learning new phrases, new expressions and new sentences. मैं अपने हिंदी भाषी दोस्तों को अपना परिचय 3 मिनट में हिंदी में दूंगा. I will give an introductory speech of myself in Hindi for 3 minutes to my native Hindi friends. मैं अपने हिंदी भाषी दोस्तों को अपना परिचय 3 मिनट में हिंदी में दूंगा. I will give an introductory speech of myself in Hindi for 3 minutes to my native Hindi friends. मैं 5 हिंदी गानों को याद करूंगा. I will memorize 5 Hindi songs. Well, that's an interesting way of learning Hindi. You can read the lyrics and you can listen to the song again and again, and eventually you will memorize the song. मैं अपने हिंदी भाषी दोस्तों को 10 पोस्ट कार्ड हिंदी में लिखकर भेजूंगा. I will send 10 postcards in Hindi to my native Hindi friends. मैं अपने हिंदी भाषी दोस्तों को 10 पोस्टकार्ड हिंदी में लिखकर भेजूंगा. I will send 10 postcards in Hindi to my native Hindi friends. मैं हिंदीपॉड 101.com पर फ्लैश कार्ड के माध्यम से 350 नए शब्दों को याद करूंगा. I will memorize 350 new words with the help of flashcard on hindipod101.com. You all can also do that. You can also memorize 350 new Hindi words by using flashcards. मैं हिंदी बोलने वाले लोगों से हफ्ते में कई बार बात करूंगा. I will speak to Hindi native speakers several times a week. Again, by doing that, you will increase your vocabulary, you will become fluent and you will become more confident in Hindi. मैं रोजाना 5 शब्दों को याद कर 150 नए शब्द सीखूंगा. I will learn 150 new words by learning 5 new words a day. Again, a very good way of learning words. Maybe you are not learning too many words in a day, but 5 words a day is quite good. Well, that's all from today's video. We hope you have learned a lot of new ways of learning Hindi, improving your Hindi and becoming confident in Hindi. If you liked our video, please click on the like button. Please leave your valuable feedback, suggestions in the comment section. Please subscribe to our video channel, which is HindiPod 101. You can also visit our website www.hindipod101.com for such many more video lessons. I'll be back with more Hindi lessons. Till then, stay tuned, take care, goodbye.
Hi, welcome to Introduction to Hindi. My name is Alicia, and I'm joined by...
Hi everyone, I am Venus.
In this lesson, we'll focus on teaching you the most useful Hindi words and phrases for absolute beginners.
Make sure you're repeating the words out loud after I say the examples.
Are you ready? Let's get started. The best phrase to learn when studying a new language is one that expresses gratitude and appreciation. If you had to learn only a single phrase, this would be it.
We taught you this phrase in the first lesson of this series. Do you remember what it was?
It's...
Dhanyavad.
Repeat it.
Dhanyavad.
Once more.
Dhanyavad.
Okay, but how about if we want to say, thank you very much?
Then you would say, Aapka bahut dhanyavad. Let me break this down for you. Aapka, your. Bahut, very. Dhanyavad, thanks. Aapka bahut dhanyavad. You can even say, Aapka bahut bahut dhanyavad.
The next phrase we'll teach you is perhaps the second most useful phrase of all. It's to apologize or excuse yourself.
Firstly, Indians often use the English word sorry in their spoken language.
That's quite a useful bit of information for someone who's traveling to India.
Yes, indeed. So, you can easily use that word too. But here is the Hindi version of sorry. Maaf karna. Maaf karna. You can use this phrase to apologize as well as to excuse yourself. Add the word mujhe and you will get I am sorry.
Repeat after Venus.
Mujhe maaf karna.
Once more.
Mujhe maaf karna.
Try again.
Mujhe maaf karna.
That was quite easy, wasn't it? Let's try both phrases once more. Thank you very much.
आपका बहुत धन्यवाद. आपका बहुत धन्यवाद. Thank you very very much. आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद.
Okay, now let's try I'm sorry.
For sorry, we use the word माफ करना. माफ करना. माफ करना. मुझे माफ करना, मुझे माफ करना.
Now you can say, thank you very much, excuse me, and I'm sorry in Hindi. Let's move on. Asking where something is an incredibly important and useful phrase to learn. You're going to need this when asking where the bathroom, the train station, or where the hotel is. But first, let's find out what the Hindi word for where is.
The Hindi word for where is kahan. Kahan.
How would we say, where is the bathroom in Hindi?
We would say bathroom kahan hai.
You use the English word for bathroom.
Yes, indeed. That's because Indians often use the English word. But you could also learn the Hindi word for bathroom, which is शौचालय.
Let's try this again.
बाथरूम कहाँ है? बाथरूम कहाँ है? शौचालय कहाँ है? शौचालय कहाँ है? If you notice, the sequence of words here is bathroom, bathroom, where, kahan, is, hai.
Does that sequence work with most things? For example, asking for the bus or train station?
Yes, just put what you are looking for first, follow it up with kahan, and then add hai.
Okay, let's try this again.
Bathroom kahan hai? Bathroom kahan hai?
How about we learn some of the common words you may need to ask for while moving around in India?
Well, let me first tell you about the English words you can easily use.
That would be great.
Hotel, train station, bus stop, taxi, metro station, museum.
How would you say shop?
Shop is also commonly understood by Indians, but you could ask for dukaan. For example, if you want to ask for a pharmacy, or more commonly known as a chemist shop in India, you could say दवाई की दुकान कहाँ है?
How about we try that again?
दवा की दुकान कहाँ है?
Once more.
दवा की दुकान कहाँ है?
In this lesson, you learned how to say thank you very much, sorry, and I'm sorry. You also learned how to ask where something is.
Throughout this Hindi Introduction Guide series, you learn about the alphabets, the script, the basics of Hindi grammar and pronunciation.
Let's conclude with some parting advice from Venus and listen to some of her tips on how to learn Hindi from a native Hindi perspective.
Whenever you learn a new language, the best way to get better at it is to practice and practice. This applies to Hindi too. One of the best ways to learn spoken Hindi is to watch Hindi movies and TV shows. This helps you learn Hindi words and sentences quickly and easily. Practice pronouncing some of the easier words first, and then you can go on to some of the difficult words as well. Learn to read Hindi by spending time studying some newspapers or magazines written in the language. If you spend just an hour a day or even 30 minutes a day learning Hindi, within a month you can become quite fluent in it.
Good luck as you continue learning Hindi, and we'll see you in another video. Bye!
Dhanyavad and Namaste.